If you use not in and your subquery has null, your query will return 0 rows and you will never know why. Most people think not in is simply the opposite of in, but in reality, not in is not simply the opposite of in once null enters the picture. Let's actually see this happen and let's understand why. Let's set up something simple. Suppose we are building a report and we want to exclude a few employees' IDs from that report. For that, we will need an employees table and an excluded IDs table to hold the IDs we want to leave out. Let's create the employees table and populate it. We have only 4 employees, nothing unusual here. Now let's create the excluded IDs table and populate it. This is where I want you to pay attention in the excluded IDs table. We have excluded employee 102, employee 104 and then one more row, a null. Maybe someone forgot to fill in an ID during data entry. Maybe it came from a join that didn't match anything. This happens more often in real tables than people expect. It could be different in your case, but for this demo, let's assume it's already there. We haven't done anything wrong here. Both tables look completely normal. Now let's write the query we would normally write without thinking twice. We want every employee whose ID is not in the excluded list. Before we execute this, what do you think the output should be? I expect John and Aman. Let's see if SQL agrees with us. Let's run it. No rows selected. Not John, not Aman, not anyone. The database didn't throw an error. It didn't warn us. It just quietly gives us nothing. And this is exactly the kind of bug that goes unnoticed for months. Because nobody gets an error message to chase down. So why did this happen? To understand this, we need to talk about something SQL does differently from most programming languages. In SQL, a comparison does not only resolve to true or false. There is a third outcome, a NOT. And this shows up wherever null is involved in the comparison. Let's think about what not in is actually doing behind the scene. When you write this, the database engine expands this into a chain of AND conditions. Now here's the part that catches people off guard. Employee ID not equal to null doesn't evaluate to true and it doesn't evaluate to false either. It evaluates to unknown. You can't say a number is or isn't not equal to something unknown. So SQL just can't answer that. And an AND chain with even one unknown in it and no false anywhere resolves to unknown overall, not true. A where clause only keeps rows where the condition is true. Unknown doesn't count. So every single row gets filtered out, even the ones that clearly should have matched. That one null in the excluded underscore IDs table didn't just cause a problem for itself, it quietly broke the condition for every employee in the employees table. That's the trap. This is not specific to any one database, by the way. This is a standard SQL behavior. So you will see that exact same thing in PostgreSQL, MySQL, SQL Server or any other relational database. Now let's write the same logic using not exist instead and see what changes. Not exist works differently. For each employee, it asks one direct question. Does at least one matching row exist in the excluded underscore IDs table? It's a row existence check, not a chain of not equal to comparison. A null sitting in the excluded IDs table just fails to match anything. It doesn't poison the check for other rows because there is no chain of ANDs for it to break. Let's run it. John and Aman, exactly what we expected the first time. Same intent, same data, correct result. Done. Quick side note. If this kind of logic-first explanation is something you enjoy, I have written a book called Mastering SQL Window Functions. It covers over 35 window functions with real interview questions and real use case scenarios. The same way I like to break things down here. It's a couple of 100 pages. I will leave the link below if you want to check it out. Link will also be in the pinned comment. Now, if you still prefer not in for some reason, you can make it safe. Just filter out the nulls in the subquery itself. This gives you the same correct result as not exist, but you have to remember to add that filter every single time on every subquery, and that's exactly the kind of thing that gets missed under deadline pressure. So here's the rule of thumb. If there is a chance the subquery column can contain a null, and in real production tables there usually is, not exist is the safer default. It gives you the same result without depending on you remembering to filter nulls out yourself. Hope you enjoyed this one. Give it a thumbs up if it helped and subscribe if you haven't already. And must check the pinned comment, I have left something for you there. Thank you for watching. This is Manish from rebellionrider.com.